Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramana. We'll take up on Dialog 507, dated August 22nd, 1938. An Arya-samajist from Bangalore, with a companion, visited Sri Maharshi. He asked, "What is the use of yoga practice? Is it for personal use or universal benefit?" Sri Bhagavan responded, "Yoga means union of two entities. What are they? Inquire. Use or benefit is in relation to some center. What is it? Inquire." Everything is in relation to some center, known as I. What is it? Inquire. The questioner asked, "Should there be distinction of castes?" Sri Bhagavan replied, "Who is it that sees such distinction? Find it out." To determine the nature of the seen, investigate the seer. Distinctions of caste and such are due to misidentification with the body and as an individual, both of which is mere ignorance and illusory superimposition on something that is indivisible and homogeneous and entirely real, unlike differences which are merely imagined. The questioner asked, "I find that it is observed, caste distinctions, in this ashram. Probably without the approval of Sri Bhagavan, others observe it here." Sri Bhagavan replied, "Who are you that you speak of others, etc.? Did you notice others, etc. in your sushupti, deep sleep?" Every idea of another is based on the I, for whom the other is, apart from which the other does not exist. In deep dreamless sleep, with the absence of thoughts, can you formulate an opinion about anything else? Can you conceive of anything else? Yet you exist in deep sleep, the same existence that is now. It must be of an attributeless nature. formless. For what is otherwise is not real. The questioner asked, I am the individuality here. I may not see others in my sleep, but I see them now. Sri Bhagavan responded, probably laughing, no doubt you do. But the one who sees now and the one who did not see in sleep are you only, the same individual. Why should you notice differences now and be troubled? Be as you were in sleep. In sleep you were worldless, with neither thought nor memory of such. In deep sleep you are bodiless. If the I am the body misconception is relinquished, and the nature of the I that appears in ignorance to be individualized, if these are known, then you're happy indeed. Then you enjoy immutable peace. Just as you did in sleep. So inquire to know your nature as it is. Be as you were in sleep. The questioner replied to that, that cannot be. I see it now, whereas I do not see it in my sleep. That does not alter the existing state of affairs. Sri Bhagavan replied, do the objects exist in the absence of the subject? For every this or object, the I is implicit. Who am I? This is what you must know. The knowledge of yourself is the knowledge of all. Do the objects exist in the absence of the subject? Is there a this apart from I? If this has only a dependent existence, then it really doesn't exist at all. What exists is existence alone. Inquire as to identifying with the unmixed existence, unalloyed consciousness. The questioner did not comprehend, though, and said, their existence is independent of the subject. Sri Bhagavan responded, do you say that they exist, or do they come and announce their existence to you? With the concept of I know this, does the this stand up on its own? Does it declare its reality? Or does not the subject carry with it all the sense of reality? Trace the sense of reality to its source. Trace your sense of identity to the same source. Thereby know existence with the knowledge that it is itself. Do you say that they exist, or do they come and announce their existence to you? What is the source of that knowledge? What is truly existent? The questioner replied, I know that they exist. Sri Bhagavan answered, so it is your knowledge of them only. Their existence is not absolute. There is absolute existence, but it's not to be found in that which is objective. What do you experience apart from the knowledge of it? Whether it appears as sensory, perceptible, or whether it appears as conceptual or mental. What do you experience apart from the knowledge of them? If this is so, how can the world be regarded as real? How can the ego or separate individuality be regarded as real? What is real is existence itself. Existence exists and none else. That is the self. That is Brahman. The next question was, even if I did not know, they will continue to exist. Sri Bhagavan replied, do you claim their existence in the absence of your knowledge of them? All is only of the nature of knowledge of it, and the nature of knowledge is consciousness. If the consciousness were absent, what could be known? Nothing. What could be experienced? Nothing. But the truth is, you never experience non-existence. Even if you think of such, you still exist. and existence is undiminished. The question was, Brahman is equal to all. There cannot be any distinction there. Caste distinction is against the highest principle. Sri Bhagavan replied, why do you drag in Brahman? He has no grievances. Let him who has grievances pursue the matter. The seeker then asked, you are a Mahatma, a great soul. You cannot admit caste, but how do the people here enforce such distinctions? Sri Bhagavan replied, did I tell you that I am a jnani, a knower, or a Mahatma? You are saying it yourself, nor did I make a grievance of this caste affair. The questioner then said, Paramatma, the Supreme Self, is the same in all. Sri Bhagavan replied, why do you bring in all these names? They can take care of themselves. They do not require your help. Brahman, the Supreme Self, does not need the help of anyone's ego. The questioner then said, Mahatma Gandhi also admits equality. Sri Bhagavan replied, Gandhi is not here. The questioner then said, Aurobindo does not approve of castes. Do you approve of them? Sri Bhagavan replied, as for Aurobindo, you ask him. As for my opinion, what does it matter to you? How will it be of use to you? Have you got any opinion in this matter, on the matter? That alone will affect you, not the opinion of others. What is the purpose here? Is your purpose here to formulate opinions about the opinions of others? Or does one go to visit Sri Bhagavan, etc., for inner knowledge, for transcendent wisdom, something that no opinion can connect to, can touch? Have you got any opinion on the matter? Whatever the matter is, that alone will affect you, not the opinion of others. The questioner then said, I do not approve of the caste system. Mahatma's opinion is valuable as guidance. I want your blessings in my attempts. Sri Bhagavan replied, Mahatma has told you to seek and find yourself. You will not do it, but require his blessings. How can one ask for blessings if one doesn't follow the spiritual instruction? If you follow and comprehend the spiritual instruction, that itself is a wondrous blessing. The questioner said, I am trying to follow the instructions, but caste distinction is painful. It must go. Sri Bhagavan replied, to whom does it cause pain? You have to know yourself. If your own nature is not known, there is bound to be suffering. To be free of suffering, investigate the nature of the one who suffers. Dissolve the false attribution of the qualities of the unreal superimposed on the real. What is real? If you suffer, find out why you suffer. The reason will be found always to be the identification of yourself with what is not the self. Therefore, inquire, who am I? So that there is clarity of this knowledge. And you must know it in its depth, where knowing and being are one and the same. That is Brahman. That is the self. To whom does it cause pain? The seeker then said, the members of the society. Sri Bhagavan replied, it is you who say it. There are countries where there is no such distinction of caste. Are they free from trouble? There are wars and internecine struggle, etc. Why do you not remedy the evils there? The seeker said, there are troubles here also. Sri Bhagavan replied, differences are always there. There are not only human beings, but also animals, plants, etc. The state of affairs cannot be helped. The questioner then said, we do not mind the animals, etc. at present. Sri Bhagavan replied, why not? If they could speak, they would claim equality with you and dispute your claim no less vigorously than human beings. The questioner said, but we cannot help it. It is God's work. The Maharshi replied, if that is God's work, then the other part is your work. Is that so? The seeker said, it is a man-made distinction. Yes, the animals would agree with that. Man-made distinctions. Sri Bhagavan explained, you need not notice these distinctions. There is diversity in the world. A unity runs through the diversity. The self is the same in all. There is no difference in spirit. All the differences are external and superficial. You find out the unity and be happy. Without the I am the body misconception, how can you draw differences? Differences are always in the form of things. The existence is differenceless. What is without differences is formless, also birthless and deathless. Without the I am the body misconception, the natural happiness or ananda is found to be the same as Satchit, being and consciousness. Being, consciousness, bliss. This is your nature, and this alone is your nature. Know it, and then the innate happiness shines as self-evident. Sri Bhagavan continued his answer. The pain of diversity is overcome by the joy of the perception of unity. Moreover, a king may disguise himself as a servant. That makes no difference in the person. The questioner said, I do not object to differences, but the claims of superiority are wrong. Sri Bhagavan replied, there are differences in the limbs of one's body. When the hand touches the foot, the hand is not defiled. Each limb performs its function. Why do you object to differences? The seeker then said, the people feel the injustice of caste distinction. It must be rooted out. Sri Bhagavan said, you can individually arrive at the state where such distinctions are not perceived and be happy. How can you hope to reform the world? Even if you try, you cannot succeed. Kavyakata Ganapati Shastri offered to initiate Harijans with mantras and make Brahmins of them. But the Harijans did not come forward to accept the offer. This shows that they are themselves afflicted by an inferiority complex. Remove that complex first before you try to reform others. Moreover, why do you go to places where such distinctions are observed and cause pain to yourself? Why should you not seek places where they are not observed and be happy there? Gandhiji also tries to bring about equality. He is also up against the barrier of inferiority complex afflicting the lower quarters. He cannot enforce his views on others. He observes nonviolence. So matters stand as they are. The seeker then said, we must work to obliterate caste distinctions. Sri Bhagavan replied, then do it. If you have succeeded in the world, then see if the distinctions persist in this place. The seeker then said, this must be the first place where I want to effect the reform. Sri Bhagavan replied, Why do you exert yourself so much to effect reforms? Go to sleep and see if there are differences. There you obliterate differences without any effort. And there was laughter in the hall. August 24th, 1938. An Indian ICS officer was in the hall for a few hours. Do you know what ICS stands for?
Civil service. Civil.
Okay. He asked, can ahimsa put an end to wars in the world? Sri Bhagavan did not answer, and it was time to go out for the evening walk. The next day, when someone else repeated the question, Sri Bhagavan said that the question contained its answer. It is patent that in a state of perfect ahimsa, there can be no war. August 26, 1938. Mr. McIver had an interview with Sri Bhagavan and spoke about diksha. Sri Bhagavan asked, what is this diksha? After a pause, he continued, dikshas of various kinds, by word, by sight, by touch, and so forth. The disciple questioned, Bhagavan's is Mauna Diksha, is it not? Silent initiation. Sri Bhagavan replied, yes, this is the highest form of diksha. Such Mauna Diksha, silent initiation, is indicated by Dakshinamurti. Such silence is the nature of absolute being. It is a non-objective initiation. Yes, this is the highest form of diksha. The disciple questioned, is it applicable to the vichara marga only, the path of inquiry? Sri Bhagavan answered, all the margas, all the paths, are included in the vichara marga, in the path of inquiry. The disciple said, yes, but if one wished to take them separately, it would not be applicable, would it? Sri Bhagavan replied, no. The disciple said, supposing one feels the need for aids to realization, that these are to be regarded as belonging to accessory margas, are they not? Sri Bhagavan replied, yes. And then the disciple said, and for these then other dikshas would be necessary. Sri Bhagavan replied, yes. The disciple said, from this another question arises. So long as I am at Bhagavan's feet, I cannot be regarded as a faithful Christian. Sri Bhagavan interrupted, saying that this was the essence of Christianity. But the disciple replied, yes, but not in the eyes of the present representatives of the church. Accordingly, I can no longer look to the side of the church for aid. Here I have Bhagavan's leave. To look elsewhere? Sri Bhagavan replied, that is left to you. After a pause, Sri Bhagavan spoke to the effect that people who come here are brought by some mysterious power which will look to their needs. The conversation practically ended with this. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.